As a formality, I'd just like to say today that we have come here today in the presence of these two witnesses, James and Melissa, to bring together Kevin Dupree and Sherri Hines together in holy matrimony. In other words, to bring together a man and a wife. Kevin and Sherri, let me be the first to applaud you for this binding and loving commitment you are making today to become honest people. It is my personal acknowledgement and through my own marital experience that I say that this new level of relationship that you have chosen, if carried out God's way, will bring a great deal of character, integrity, and fulfillment to both your lives. Kevin and Sherri, I know for a fact that no man ever conceived in his own mind the idea of ever being permanently bonded to one woman. And I know that no woman ever conceived of that in her mind, because God conceived of it. We can therefore be assured that marriage is of the Lord. Marriage is honorable in the Lord's sight. It is the building block of a solid society. It is God's way for the perpetuation of mankind and for the display of amorous pleasures between a man and a woman. The Word of God tells us that in the Garden of Eden, about 6,000 years ago, that God caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and as he slumbered, God removed one of his ribs, and from that rib God formed woman, and he brought the woman to man. And Adam said, "This is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man. Therefore shall a man leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife, and they shall be one flesh." Sherri, within the bounds of this holy union, God gives instructions to the wives. He says, "Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands as unto the Lord. For the husband is the head of the wife, even as Christ is the head of the church. Therefore, as the church is subject unto Christ, so let the wives be that way unto their own husbands in everything." Kevin, God didn't leave you out. He tells you to love her, to love Sherri, your very own wife-to-be in a minute. To love her as Christ loved the church and gave himself for the church. And with this said, I can only say that all married folk have their work cut out for them. Okay, so to get to the point for what we've gathered here today, did I get the rings from James? Yeah, and I'm going to give her ring. The ring is a circle. The ring is a circle. It has no end and signifies that the wearer belongs to the giver. Kevin, I want you to take the ring and take her left hand and repeat after me. And I want you to look at your wife-to-be in a moment. I want you to look at her now, and she's going to be your wife. I just want you to hold it. He's going to hold it. Wait. And repeat after me. Sherri, this ring I give you, in token of my love, and vows to you before God, and take you to be my wedded wife. I promise to love you, in good times and in bad times, in sickness and in health, for poor or for richer, until death do us part. Okay, put it on. Now, hold that for her. Sherri, I need you to repeat after me. Take your husband's left hand, place the ring on his finger, and look into his eyes and repeat after me. This ring I give you
This ring I give you
as a token of your love for me,
as a token in your love for me,
and vows to you before God,
and vows unto you before God,
and take you as my wedded husband.
and take you as my wedded husband.
I promise to love you and cherish you
I promise to love you and cherish you
in good times and in bad times,
in good times and in bad
in
times,
sickness and in health,
and in sickness and in health,
for poorer or for richer,
and for poor and for richer,
until death do us part.
until death do us part.
Except the Lord, no, you can just you can hold hands. Except the Lord build the house, they that build it in vain. Marriage is an hour of sacredness when God's children are to look at Him for divine sanction and guidance. In His blessed word, He has given His instructions for a lasting and happy marriage. The woman is to respect her husband as her head and her guide, and is to follow him in the Lord. The husband is to love the wife as Christ loved the church. Christ gave himself for the church. He gave his blood to redeem the church, and he lives in power to give the church power and protection. Kevin, you are to live and give protection daily for Sherri. Sherri, you are to follow and honor Kevin as he follows and honors the Lord. Does this sound plausible to you guys? Here we go. Then by the authority given unto me as a minister of God, and according to the laws of the state of Michigan, I pronounce you husband and wife. Kevin, you may kiss the bride. Yeah! Mr. and Mrs. Dupre.
All right.
If you all are going to go in there, if you want to have a receiving line back here, or